You eat too much.
I
You have big belly. You have big backside, and you think only in the machine.
okay.
You can't think, but not all the time. The machine is enough to think about it. I don't know.
This explains why the Jews would broadcast pornography, because if you can get the Palestinians masturbating, they're going to become blind, and a blind enemy is easy to defeat. So what I'm saying is, it's not just making money. Pornography is a weapon to destroy your enemy. So any young people out there masturbating, watching porn, you are doing exactly what your enemy wants. Stop now.
Shall I tell you something? I don't know if it's good for you or bad.
Tell me.
We have in Islam prediction. Our Prophet said the people in Palestine will be there standing fast till the day of judgment. So I care about myself more than people in Gaza or Palestine. You know why? Because I don't have evidence. I will be tough, strong till that. But there, they're not gonna finish. They're gonna be expired. They cannot finish them. If one person left, he will take it over like David. You know David? Peace be upon him. Little boy, he finished Goliath. Little boy. But
Well, listen, I hope it's true. I don't know. I can't call it. But I can tell you one thing. If they manage, to me, the symbol of, now nationalism is a good thing. With limits. Let me just, well, what it means is you love your country. Well, let me just
we
finish.
love our Lord first.
I hear you.
Not our country.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they're not mutually exclusive. You can love God and love your country. But what I'm saying is,
If my country comply to God, I love it. If my country doesn't comply, I hate it.
well, I would say I don't hate it. What I will do is I will work to turn it back to God.
Yes.
Because it's a bit like if my father behaves badly, I don't hate him. I try and help him, or my brother. But the point I'm trying to
But
make.
Sisi is not my father.
No, but let me just.
Sisi is son of Malika from Morocco. This is from
The point I'm trying to make is, I think Palestine symbolizes. But if they I don't think they will. But if they destroy Palestine, don't think that's the last country they will try to destroy. That's all I'm saying. So in that sense, Palestine is very, in a sense, representative of any ethnic group or any nation that wants to be
Arabs
survive.
around Palestine are the most pigs in the whole world, because they don't know if the Zionists take over Palestine, which will never, they're going to take Egypt, and going to take Jordan, and going to take Lebanon and Syria and this. Because when you are aggressive, nobody can stop you unless you are strong. And nobody will come and tell you, give you a right, tell you, this is your right. Right have to be grabbed. You have to stand up and take it. This is my right. You cannot take it.
Yeah.
But praise to the Almighty, this little tiny country, 360 square kilometer, shows human and animals and birds the civilized West and the very beautiful Christian East, Russia and Ukraine and Poland and this, and the Buddha, the Chinese. How all this fit, and this is predicted in our religion. All the non-believer will come to Muslim under 80 banner. 80 banner will come. Third of the Muslim, they're gonna send him over. We're gonna finish. Third of the Muslim, they run away. And the third of the Muslim who's standing, he will get victory. So we are winning. And when we die in the sake of Allah, we don't believe we are dead. We believe this is the eternal life.
We share the same belief on
because
that.
Same belief but different belief. Because our
I'll explain a bit more in a second.
our Lord is never been crucified.
Okay,
And
brother. I'm in the Legion of Mary. I can talk about theology all day long, but I think
if you want to talk about theology, go to this.
Exactly.
What's his name? Englishman, middle class.
And Hashim is there.
No, theology. This.
Okay.
I want to tell you, I'm transformer and the Muslim.
You mentioned I don't know about Muslim prophecies and so on.
The Paul William. The Paul William.
Yes.
I've lost my train of thought now. But
Theology, about theology.
no, what we were saying that, but we were kind of talking about Palestine and what it symbolizes. Oh yeah, but the thing I was saying is, if you want to weaken your enemy, promote sexual sin, and probably the easiest way to do that now is pornography, and I think that's what explains.
I don't want to weaken my enemy. I want strengthen my people.
No, that's what I'm saying. But when we wonder why would a rabbi own the biggest porn site on the internet, why would the Jews broadcast pornography in Palestine? I think we know the answer, because they want to weaken the people, and that's why we have to fight it.
It doesn't. I honestly, I am happy because there's very little few in Britain, English people or Irish people, still standing against this evil
You're right.
of transformer and the rainbow flags and all this dirt and bikini lion and
You're right.
because they damage. You know what is the biggest problem with Britain?
I would say it's failure to recognize Jewish power.
No.
Anyway.
The biggest problem with Britain, there is no workforce. People don't get married. A man marry a man, produce goat. Woman marry a woman, produce cat. And this there is no new workforce.
Well,
and you have to bring workforce from there. If you bring black,
Right.
oh, you're African, we don't
You're
like
right.
you.
You
If you
really-
bring Asian, you are Paki, we don't like you. If you bring Brazilian, no, you are half black, half this shit. So what the hell you want?
Let me explain. I wear these two symbols. I am against the genocide of Palestine. These are, this is the feet of a baby in the womb at 10 weeks old. Now, there are two genocides going on together. Let me ask you a couple of questions. I'm not trying to trick you. I'll tell you the answers, but and it's going along what you said. It's reinforcing what you've said. I won't even ask. In 1929, the Church of England said that it was acceptable for a married. In 19,
Whatever, no problem.
Okay.
Forget the date.
said that it was I'm talking about why we need. You said that we're bringing in all these foreigners to work, and then suddenly everyone says, well, you got to hate them because they're Muslim or they're black or whatever. That is such a sick way to treat, to operate. Now, why are there so few? Why is the population of England going down in terms of the people that were here? Because in 1929, the Church of England said artificial contraception was acceptable. In other words, it was okay for a man and a woman and his wife to use contraception so the woman wouldn't get pregnant. Catholics reject that. Every sexual act between a man and his wife doesn't mean you're always going to get a baby, but it should be open to life. So that was the first problem. The birth rate starts to fall. This is linked to an older English obsession, which is population control. Thomas Malthus, he is the originator of the term Malthusianism. He said, and this is really such an insult to God, he said the growth of human population will always exceed the capacity of the earth to produce food. That is a complete lie. But anyway, what am I saying? Contraception, then 1967 abortion. Do you know how many?
Do you know how many kids through abortion Britain lose it?
600 a day.
600 days
A day.
in a year.
250,000. You know how many since abortion?
350,000 murder case.
Murder.
And who's the bloody terrorist here? Who bloody? They
Right.
come and tell me I'm terrorist. I never miscarriage. I never bloody done it. I don't accept abortion unless the woman gonna die.
Well, I
if
wouldn't have any unlesses, but
if the doctor said the woman will die, I said abortion.
the main point
But
is
without that,
the main point is if you're gonna, and it's 11 million since it was legalized, 11 million. You got I got the exact, it's 10.8 whatever, and it's going up by 600 a day. Now, first of all, you are, apart from anything to do with offending God, every one of those babies is an eternal being created by God. So each one of them is an infinite
it's a
crime.
human. It's a human.
Of course it is. But
In Islam, you have to pay blood money for that.
the other thing is, if you're going to kill off 11 million of your
Way of wife, you can cook.
Correct. Absolutely. Sorry.
Unfortunately, I had a soft spot for the Irish.
Well, do you mind me asking, what's the origin of that as such? Why the soft spot? I'm glad.
The Irish are different. I'm not generalizing.
I know.
Yes, but the majority of the Irish are more decent than the majority of the English. Maybe this get me in trouble, but this is my opinion.
Well, look, I mean, obviously, I might not be in the Irish group you're referring to, but I try, obviously, to be decent, and I found that you are the very same. But well, that's fair enough. But what I have discovered over the 2 months is the Muslims I speak to, like you, we can have very good conversations. There's about
very
6 of them
different
on the.
Muslim. Don't put me in the same.
Well, let's kind of talk about the use of this terminology. If I say the Muslims, you know,
There is Muslim and there is Muslim.
not every Catholic is going to live up to the moral standard that we might like. In fact, we're all sinners, but we can still kind of generalize about the group without having to every time qualify and say.
I
well,
like
they're not all
about
like
the
that.
Irish, they are appreciative people.
Okay.
When the last Sultan of Muslim, yes, Ibn Majid, tried to help the Irish. The Queen of Britain, maybe I don't know, Queen Victoria or something, don't help them.
This
And-
might have been during the famine, even. Right? Okay.
And he gave them £10,000 and this, and the Queen said, I give 1,000, you cannot give 10,000 more to me. And he have to smuggle the food and get it through. And the Irish, the non-Muslim, have football club now named after this sultan. And this show you the appreciation.
Well, sorry, just saying that. I've often wondered, there's an Irish pub in Brixton called the Sultan. And I thought, well, did the Irish take it over? But now I'm beginning to think maybe there's a real genuine historical root for that. I didn't know about that, so
And the
thank
flag,
you.
and the flag of the football club is like crescent.
Yes.
And they put the break or something. They put we appreciate the Muslim soul and this shows you. I'm very happy. I'm leaving now because the media are so evil. They try to portray all the dirt according to their agenda. But now, for the first time, I can see in Britain, the young generation is breaking of this bullshit.
Oh, okay.
They don't believe the media, they don't believe the bloody, what do you call it, the Sun and
Right.
and all this GB News, and
I hear
these
you.
people won't fire.
Well, it's interesting you say that because I was a school teacher, primary school teacher, and there's always a danger with education. And I think the education.
sorry for you.
I think the education system in England is now. It's basically an ideological machine. The job is not now. What's the purpose of education? It's to search for, to live the truth. But now we can all see the purpose of education is ideology, to manipulate the young people into a certain way of thinking. Now you can do that for a while, but I think the young people are rebelling and they're getting sick of it and they're saying, hang on, we don't believe
You
you.
lucky man because you are old now, because I feel sorry for the youngsters.
I know, so do I.
Their time, their children time in the school, they're gonna do siku in the classroom, and you cannot say anything.
And this is another reason I am just so grateful to the Muslims. Okay, we don't need to qualify every time, but Muslim parents really have been fighting the good fight on this issue, right? They've been protesting outside schools and so on. Thank you. Okay, I'll leave this one down.
But it's called WhatsApp.
Oh, sorry.
You will call
Do I sound like?
Give him a go one more.
I sound like a.
No,
that's lovely. Thank you.
Allah bless you.
Thank you, brother. Lovely. Oh, it's lovely.
جزاك الله خير حبيبي الله bless you.
Well, you're right. I mean, like I say, the purpose of education is to search for and live the truth. That's what it's supposed to be. But now it is about promoting subversive ideologies. That's not education. That is propaganda.
For the first time, people of Britain knew the reality of Israel. And you know, the first time people know who's running Britain. It's not Keir Starmer, it's not Sunak, it's the hidden society, the hidden government who spread all this dirt. Yes? Because right is right and wrong is wrong. You cannot, whatever you do to prove wrong is right, you're gonna fail.
Absolutely. I think I may have mentioned to you the last time, and this is why, you know, we have to hold the Jews to account on this, but there was a famous Jewish psychologist called Wilhelm Reich.
We're not talking about
Well,
Jews.
let
We talk
me-
about the Zionists.
Let me talk about this individual. He was a student of Sigmund Freud, the father of psychotherapy and so on. Wilhelm Reich was living in Vienna, and he was fascinated by Christianity, and he wanted to know how can you, in a sense, undermine somebody's Christian faith. And he knew now a seminarian is a young man who's going to training to become a priest. And what William Reich discovered and documented was that if you want to destroy the faith of a Christian man who's going to become a priest, you can talk about the existence of God all day and about theology. It's not going to work. What he discovered was if you want to get him to stop praying and stop believing in God, you get him to start masturbating. He said the idea of prayer evaporates from his mind. Now, what's the point? Well, if you want to destroy Christian culture, you sexualize our young people and get them thinking about sex and sodomy, and you promote masturbation and pornography. And I think that's really bad. That's what's going on. Now we're told it's
Is it fair?
No.
In a country like Britain, they tell you what we are civilized. You show 6 years old private part and tell him this is boots, this is this.
And if you say it's wrong, or I say it's wrong, we're the bad guys. We're
You
the
grown
haters.
up, you didn't see this dirt, and you grown up, you have family and this.
Maybe like
What is that? Why I have to not see this?
maybe
Where it is?
Well, I think the Wilhelm Reich little episode I told you about, it's to destroy morality. Because now, did you know when the Jews invaded Ramallah in 2002? What they did, the first thing they did, they took over two of the TV stations and they started broadcasting. Guess what? Pornography. Now,
We know who ran it in America.
well, we're told exactly.
We know who ran the Playboy and the Victoria's Secret. We know that your friend told me. I didn't know. The one he owned Victoria's.
Well, the owner of Pornhub is a trained rabbi, Solomon Friedman. Now, one thing you can do if you own a big porn platform is you can make some money. Okay, but porn,
This is dirty money.
pornography, that is dirty money. But I think the secondary reason is the Jews are nervous of a strong Christian culture because they feel exposed there because their identity is anti-Christian. So I think that explains why they promote subversion and pornography and all these other things, because it is an attack on
We had a
Christian
verse,
culture.
that verse. Our Lord saying, وَمَا نَقَمُوا مِنْهُمْ إِلَّا أَنْ يُؤْمِنُوا بِاللَّهِ الْعَزِيزِ الْحَمِيدِ. They only hate us because of what? Rich? No. Intelligent? No. So many? No. Because of believers.
That's right. The only enemy they're really frightened of are believers.
You believe and you don't, and disbelieve all what they do.
Correct.
And all what they doing is gonna collapse like the Saudi.
Correct.
They said we are good country, we are good country, we are good country. One movie came called Goat Life. Destroy what they did the last 50 years.
Now, the other part of this as well is that Thomas Aquinas was probably our greatest theologian. He lived in the Middle Ages, and he said something that comes from the gospel, and you believe it and I do. as believers.
don't believe
He
in
said
lust. I don't
lust.
believe in lust.
Hang on, okay. What I'm saying is the moral order. He said.